Making cars moves us. What moves you?
Funding for Guahan Academy Charter School is expected to come from the Department of Education's reserve funds. Speaker Judy Wonpat this afternoon told PNC that the governor's chief of staff, Frank Arreola, and education liaison, Vince Leon Guerrero, have determined that funds can be released from the Department of Administration to allow the charter school to open in August.
So my understanding in my meeting this afternoon with Vince is that they think that they'll be able then to come up with the fourth quarter allotment.
Public Law 31-233 directs that charter schools be given $5,500 per pupil, and Guahan Academy's fall allotment will be prorated based on the number of months left in the fiscal year. But the exact dollar figure for that is still being calculated as the charter school finalizes its fall enrollment.
I know they have a list of 436 students that's over 2 years old, and they're asked then to basically go back and scrub that list and make sure that it is then accurate.
DOE Superintendent John Fernandez this week wrote to Wonpat saying that while public law requires the superintendent to allot funding to charter schools, he cannot take funds away from the schools he serves at this time. DOE Deputy Superintendent of Finance Talene Taitano also told PNC today that DOE plans to ask for reserve funds, about $4 million, to cover rising utility costs and other needs. As far as using reserve funds then for the charter school, how is that going to affect DOE? Because I know they're also planning to request reserve funds to cover utility costs.
Well, that's true. But and seeing that's the whole idea. The charter school is supposed to be a public school, and they would be drawing from the public school. So these are the same students, the same number of students, so it'll be educating the same group of students. So,
with Guahan Academy struggling for more than 2 years to open now, Wonpat says the charter school law, which she introduced, will likely need to be amended to make it easier for schools to open and to prevent the superintendent at DOE from dealing with the conflict of interest.
One of the things the superintendent made a recommendation is that it is not he, as the superintendent, is to make the deduction from their budget, and that this is something instead that should be done by DOA. So that's one recommendation. There's another recommendations coming out about possibly trying to change the date in terms of really going by school year rather than fiscal year for the charter school.
Guahan Academy is still in need of a facility, but with the promised allotment from DOE's reserve funds, the school yesterday announced an August 19th start date. Betsy Brown, PNC News.